And I'm going to mute. Well, I'm just going to ask you all to mute yourselves. And we will get started. So this past week, the Torah portion was Reah, and the opening line is, "See, this day I set before you blessing and curse." And I just think it's a really powerful line, and that's what I wanted to focus on today. So the first thing that came to me when I read that line was that old blessing and curse that we've all heard, "May you live in interesting times." We are for sure living in interesting times, and that is both a blessing and a curse. So we'll kind of pull this apart a little bit. The first word is see. So that's look, notice, pay attention. See. I don't think that it means see with your eyes only. I think it really is calling us to see with our whole being. What is it that you notice? And then comes this day, Hayom. Hayom is repeated, I believe it's 3 times in this parsha. So we have to pay attention, right? We know that when things are repeated in the Torah, it's like underlining and highlighting and bolding, right? Bolding the text. So this day brings us to now, this moment, today. See what's here now. Pay attention to this moment. What are the possibilities you see today? And then we get to the this really kind of powerful articulation of blessing and curse. See, this day I have put before you blessing and curse. So the word is and. It's not blessing or curse. It's both. Blessing and curse. Kind of like, may you live in interesting times. Blessing and curse. So I started thinking about what are some of the blessings I'm experiencing during this pandemic? And I also started thinking about what are some of the curses I'm experiencing during the pandemic. And I was thinking in really personal terms, not global terms. So for me, part of what's been a blessing is this sense of greater spaciousness in my life, to read for pleasure, to really be kind of introspective and contemplative, actually to reorder how I'm spending my time and my money. To really notice which relationships are really important to me. What are the things that are really important to me? All of that has been a blessing. Would I rather not have the pandemic? You bet. But there are these blessings hidden within, for me personally. And I'm sure that each of you could come up with some blessings as well. And we all have the curses too. I mean, I'm, for the first time in my life, experiencing anxiety. I have not been somebody who's been plagued by anxiety. I've been very fortunate. I get it. I have caught that in affliction, if you will. So I think that maybe our challenge is to see blessings even when we feel overwhelmed by the curse aspect of whatever the particular situation might be for us. And holding both is really exhausting. It's physically emotionally and spiritually exhausting. And then needing to deal with that as well. So I have come to think about this, that the ability to see what is possible may be a blessing in any situation. So that's a little, kernel to chew on. It may not hold true for you, and that's obviously fine. So I would like us to take our comfortable seats now and, scoochel around so you're feeling well supported. And let's take a couple of nice cleansing breaths. So we inhale and exhale fully. Knowing that even taking these breaths is a blessing. And let's bring our attention to today, this day. And maybe as you close your eyes, if they're not already closed, maybe just turning up the corners of your mouths just a little bit so that you have a slight smile on your face. So that you can smile as you breathe in blessings. And as we begin our meditation today, I'm going to read a poem, and then we'll have our silence. And this is a poem that many of you may be somewhat familiar with. It's a new poem, relatively new. It was written in March by Lynn Unger. It's called Pandemic. What if you thought of it as the Jews consider the Sabbath, the most sacred of times? Cease from travel, cease from buying and selling. Give up, just for now, on trying to make the world different than it is. Sing, pray, touch only those to whom you commit your life. Center down. And when your body has become still, reach out with your heart. Know that we are connected in ways that are terrifying and beautiful. You could hardly deny it now. Know that our lives are in one another's hands. Surely that has come clear. Do not reach out your hands. Reach out your heart. Reach out your words. Reach out all the tendrils of compassion that move invisibly where we cannot touch. Promise this world your love, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, so long as we all shall live. So I invite you to take some deeper breaths. Begin to bring your attention outward, back toward the room. And we will end with a poem called Unconditional by Jennifer Payne Wellwood. Willing to express aloneness, I discover connection everywhere. Turning to face my fear, I meet the warrior who lives within. Opening to my loss, I gain the embrace of the universe. Surrendering into emptiness, I find fullness without end. Each condition I flee from pursues me. Each condition I welcome transforms me and becomes itself transformed into its radiant, jewel-like essence. I bow to the one who has made it so, who has crafted this master game to play it is pure delight, to honor its form, true devotion. So I will turn off the recording now, and we can